Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back with the latest episode in the Prestwich 2 Prem series. Let's get stuck in. So we are back. We've reached the midway point of this second series, and as you can see from the table, we are 6 points off the top spot. We've had a pretty decent run. The top three are kind of broken away a bit, I guess. 6 points covering us, and then we've got sort of 8 points back to Wadebridge. So you'd think that the champions are going to come out of the top three: Lower Breck, Holker Old Boys, and ourselves. Obviously, Lower Breck and Holker Old Boys, you'll know from the last season that they are strong teams, usually up there. So no easy task at all. And we'll just go into how we've got on in this in the first half of the season, so you can have a look what we've been up to. We had that good start as we showed you against Pilkington, and then we played Lower Breck, who were obviously top, in a sort of narrow defeat to them, 2-3 away from home, which wasn't, not too bad. We had the better expected goals, so on the face of it, with more possession, more expected goals, more shots. Perhaps a little bit unlucky. Perhaps the goalkeeper didn't quite play as well as he could have, or defence. But yeah, that was what it was. Got knocked out the Bill Base FA Vars first qualifying round to Launceston, which was not ideal. We won in the first qualifying round of North West Counties Cup against Sandbach, and then we lost in the first round to Burscough 3-0. Pretty comprehensive. Can't really complain about that. I don't think. I think we were just battered. Well, yeah, you can see from their expected goals, for them to get 3, then that wasn't great from our point of view. We should have been limiting them to 1. Maybe the goalkeeper again. As you can see, it was a pretty dirty game with the amount of yellow cards on offer. So then when we sort of focused on the league, we went on a rather good unbeaten run, actually. If I just filter out the cup games a second, you can see we went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 game unbeaten run. In that time, there was only 2 draws, and we actually went, I think, 7 wins in a row, which is a record for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, which we did very well. Unfortunately, we then came up against our other title rivals, Holker, at home. We lost that one, which rather stopped our good form in its tracks. As you can see from that, we didn't have any complaints really. They had the expected goals 1.76. We only had 0.57. So I can't really complain too much that we were hard done by. I think we just didn't turn up on the day, unfortunately. Whether the tactics were wrong or whatever, I don't know. And yeah, you can see some poor performances in the usual sort of areas, the fullbacks and the wingers, etc. But saying that, there has been a new update released since we were last with you. Rumours are that this improves the fullback rating because they weren't getting rated properly. So perhaps I can maybe ease off on Charlie Leach a little bit. I am still playing him, but he is obviously still been really poor. Just to go into a little bit more detail on that, see what we can find for his average rating. So this season in the league, which is that one, I think, yeah. So he's averaging 6.82, which is better than he was last year. I don't know if you can go back to last year or not, to be honest. I won't waste your time looking into it, but I would imagine he was down near a 6.5 last year, if not worse. So if we can go back then, so that's how we've got on since that game. Yeah, we've had a bit of an inconsistent run, I suppose. I would have been expecting to beat Main Road and Daisy Hill, but we drew with both away from home, but we drew 2-2 in both those games. We had a nice comfortable home 2-0 winning at Cleethorpes Moor, which again I would expect. But it's not the best run of form to be coming into this rather important top of the table clash with Lower Breck, unfortunately. So hopefully the boys can dig a performance out and get us a win here. A draw wouldn't be the end of the world, but there becomes a point now at the halfway stage that we really need to be starting to claw back into this lead. During this period where we've dropped points here, they've also dropped similar amount of points. So we've missed an opportunity to really close the gap, which feels like it's just the story of this save, that we get near the top, then when other teams start stumbling, we stumble as well and never capitalise. So I will go to, done a little bit of transfer business since we were last with you. Let's go into the squad. I'll show you the tactics screen. I think it's probably the easiest thing. So I can't remember now if you saw Dan Franks. I think I was talking to you about who I maybe was bringing in and who I wasn't. I think I told you about Andrew Spickett. He's the 16-year-old. And I told you about Edwin Towers. Edwin Towers has been immense for me in the first half of the season. If we just dive into him, he's got 11 assists in 19 appearances, averaging 6.95. Been really good. Playing in that deep line playmaker role. Potentially, I could push him a little bit further forwards. What's his long shots? His long shots aren't great though, so maybe not. But yeah, he's been popping balls in, slipping balls in through the defence into the likes of Sampson and Brown. Yeah, usually it's a clip ball over the top from him that does well. So really pleased with him. He's settled in very nicely. The other player that's come in and is doing all right is Dan Franks. So bought him as a left winger, but he actually is my second best central midfielder. So with rotation, yeah, Andrew Spickett gets in with rotation, but I think my strongest team is this with Howard on the left and Franks in the box-to-box midfield role. He has averaged 6.9 in 17 appearances, but he scored 5 goals with 2 assists. He's also a free kick taker, which he's got 10 for free kicks. I think he scored a couple of free kicks for me, or 1 or 2 at least, which has been something that we haven't had in previous seasons. So that's been really good. So yeah, happy. Obviously, he is a left winger, but he plays best as an inverted winger. So that's not really the way that the formation is set up. So I have been sticking him into that midfield role as the box-to-box midfielder. So he's only down that 2.5 rating, but decent enough. You know, his tackling's not the best, so that's why I'd rather have him pushing further forwards in the midfield role and not in that deep line playmaker role. Although my assistant keeps telling me to switch those two over, but I strongly disagree with that. A couple of weeks ago, Theo Smith got himself injured, which was for 4 or 5 weeks. So he's back in a couple of weeks. So I did have to go and get myself a new right winger. Now, I've also brought in a bit of a mistake, I suppose, this. So I have my reservations about how accurate, as I've mentioned on here, these stars are. And as TBM Games pointed out, that it's probably because that comes from my assistant manager's judging player ability statistic, or attribute should I say, and that's very low. So I thought, oh, I'll try and bring in somebody else who's got a good judging player ability attribute for my level. And the best guy I could find was a director of football. I was like, okay, I could bring in a director of football. I don't have one. So I've brought the guy in, but I can't ask him to rate my players, unfortunately. I did have a dive into what you can do. So in team report, squad depth, you can choose who you get the opinion of here. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me the option to ask my director of football. So a little bit of a mistake there. So it's going to take a financial hit, unfortunately, because I'm paying him 50 quid a week and he's on a 6-month contract to the end of the season. But we'll probably let him go at the end of the season, even though he has got those good attributes. Unless we get promoted and there's more money available, maybe keep him. Anyway, I've digressed. Well, the reason I was saying that was because I asked him to recommend me a right winger once Theo Smith got injured. He gave me 3 options. I got 2 of them in on loan, and Shenton was the guy that I've plumped for, Aidan Shenton. There were 2 that were very evenly matched, actually. But Shenton was the one that I went with. I think he was slightly younger, so I don't know, I just felt like it's probably a little bit better value to have him. So if you look into his statistics, his attributes, playing as a winger, I think when you compare him with Theo Smith, which I will do just to show you really quickly, he's got less. Oh, so he's better physically, but he's not as quick. So he's got better balance, jumping reach, and strength, but he's not as fast. Acceleration and pace are a lot lower than Theo Smith. So he's a different type of winger, but his technical abilities are higher. So you're thinking about what does he need to do. So if I just do, that doesn't work. Let me do midfield roles, winger, support. There we go. So you can see, to be a winger, you need to have good crossing. So he's got a lot better crossing than Theo. Dribbling, okay, he's not quite as good, but it's close. His first touch isn't great. His passing's a bit better. Technique's better. So you can see he's a bit more of a technical player with the ball from point of view of crossing and technique. And then you've got off the ball, he's better, work rate, he's better. But it's just pace and acceleration, he's worse. So you can see he's a bit more of a technical player, whereas Theo Smith's got a bit more raw pace. But Theo Smith's 29 years old, this guy's 18. So actually, in the long run, I think this guy's probably gets in the team ahead of Theo Smith. So anyway, he's not played for me yet, I don't think. Did he play a game? No matches played. So this is going to be his first game. As you saw earlier, we've got a big game now against Lower Breck. Hopefully we can claw back some of that 6 points that we're behind them. We'll go from there. I am sticking with Charlie Leach at left back. Go through the team, should I say. So Owen Mason stays in goal. Charlie Leach at left back. I think with the new patch, hopefully he'll pick up a bit. As you can see, he's averaging 6.76 this season, which is a lot better than he has done previously. Centre-back pairing stays the same, Mole Ryan and Jake. They're beginning to get a bit of an understanding. Do feel like defence perhaps isn't as good as last year when we had Kone and Lake in there. I don't know if that's this tactic or whether that is that Mole Ryan's not as good. He should be better looking at his attributes. After a lot of messing around, I have finally made the decision that Ben Bradbury is going to be my right back, because he's actually, according to my staff, my best right back, believe it or not, although he doesn't play then. He's not his natural position. So I'm retraining him there. I just need to start playing him there. I think I might have to take a hit of a couple of poor performances, maybe a few before he really gets going. But that way, Ryan Lamb will be my backup. And Ed Reese is going to find himself dropped, I think, especially when you consider that it's actually costing me 40 quid to play him, or 5 quid to have him sit on the bench. So Ed Reese is not going to get on the bench, and he's probably going to be shipped out at the end of the season if we don't need him. Other than that, not too much to report, I don't think. We moved in the midfield, as we've touched on already. Howard keeps his position on the left wing. Franks is in there in the box-to-box midfield role. Towers in the deep line playmaker role, looking to pick the passes off into the strikers. Shenton comes in the right wing position. Obviously brand new, first game for him. We've got Colin Brown, steady as ever, in the target man role. And then Stuart Sampson is there in the poaching role. I haven't really changed those. I want them to get that understanding together. Adam Marshall is waiting in the wing, ready to come on if needed. For this game, I think we're going to have to play balanced. I don't think we can go too attacking. I think I've made that mistake many times before. Oh, there's the other guy I had on loan. Sorry, the other right winger was Tom Stroud, just so you can see. I think, he was more of a defensive winger than a winger. So that's sort of another reason why I plumped for whatever the guy's name was. Shenton, yeah. Aggression was 19, which would have been tasty. Good teamwork, good work rate. So, yeah, he'd been a really good sort of defensive winger, maybe for big games like this, but I didn't want to get the both of them on board because of the financial situation. So, that is what we have. I don't think there's much else to report, really. Anyway, we will get cracking and hop into the game. So, I'll see you on the other side. So, here we are with kickoff in this eagerly anticipated top of the table clash. Well, not quite, we're in third, but near enough. We are at home, obviously against Lower Breck. Just have a quick look at their formation whilst we're at it. The Lower Breck formation, as you can see, they play the 4-4-2, which is what we are also playing. So we're matched up against them. Let's hopefully do some damage. We're on the balanced mentality because I am wary of them. They are a really good team. Just take heed of these comments. Not a lot of highlights going on, that's for sure. Okay, first highlight is their goal kick. Keeper knocks it long. Oh, and it's straight over top of our defence. Jay Colbeck is through a goal, but Mason stands tall, makes the save. A little bit worrying that just one simple long ball from the goalkeeper, and their striker was through on goal. Corner comes in, headed away nicely, but they recycle possession with Jay Colbeck again. Can we repel the attack? Cross comes in, Mole Ryan clears upfield, and that's the end of that highlight, thankfully. So, yeah, a bit of early pressure from Lower Breck. Another corner from now, 26 minutes in. Might do a little shout after this. Colbeck comes in and they've scored. It wasn't Colbeck even, it was Sam Colbert. Steals in from the corner. He really wanted that one. I'm going to have to demand more. Yeah, he looked like he wanted it more than a defender, which isn't great. Put some more pressure on this guy. Cross ball. A long throw from Bradbury. Their keeper knocks it out. Franks on the volley. It's the crossbar. What a goal that would have been. What a goal that would have been, but no. Not to be. Throw in again on this side from Bradbury. Shenton, the new man there on the right wing. Not seen much from him yet. Towers, the playmaker. Can he make things happen? Pass it into Franks. Franks now. Can he... Oh, it's got to be a foul, but... Yeah. No. Yeah. Samson. Oh, he's hit the post! I don't even know what happened there. It was like the game stopped for a minute. But still, we didn't get the goal we needed. And now they're on the attack from the throw-in. Oh, and they've done it again. They've done it again. The cross comes in and Jay Colbeck heads in. What is going on, boys, at the back? I'm going to have to do some berating, I think. Towers is not having a good game. 6.3. You mind, man? So half-time, and we are right up against it. Backs against the wall job here. Which it shouldn't be. We've had the same number of shots. But theirs have been better. Oh, dear. I'm going to have to get stuck into them to see what difference coming out. I'm going to have to go more attacking, I think, in the second half. Yeah, let's thrash some arms. We're not happy with that. That was absolutely shocking. I think, at the very minimum, we need to go... We're going to go attacking, actually. I'm not even going to mess around. A bit disappointed with what's going on up top. I think... I play Brown in the target man role because he's the best target man I've got. But actually, his best position is there. That's my poacher. So you see he goes up to 2.5. But then I've got this issue of Stuart Sampson. So I can bring on Marshall. Oh, he can't play target man. I thought he could play target man. No, undo that. Right, I'm just going to swap those two round then. Because he's not any worse than he is there, actually. But that's a better way round. So we'll leave it as that. What else is going on there? I think the defence is at 6s and 7s. Bradbury, well, I knew I was going to have some sticky performances from him until he gets used to that position. I wonder whether I bring Ryan Lamb on. I think that's what I do, because we need to go attack in this second half. So I'm going to bring Ryan Lamb on in there. Hopefully he can do a bit more for us going forwards. And yeah, we'll leave it at that and see if we can do something. A shout. Do we do a shout? I'm going to berate the entire team and see if they can give us a reaction. Free kick now from Franks from distance. Shoots. It's a comfortable save from Riches. I think you'd have to be doing something pretty special to score from that distance, almost 30, 35 yards. The corner now from Towers. Sampson, no, headed away. Putting a little bit of pressure on at the start of the second half. But I'd like to see more. We're at the hour mark now. We've had nothing. We've had absolutely... We're still at a 0.4 expected goals, and we've had 9 shots. And that is pretty poor. Might be time to go to the 4-4-2. Well, we're 4-4-2 on here, but the long ball, unfortunately. Don't really like going to the long ball, because it means we're losing. But it puts the wingers on full attack. Yeah, okay. Let's see. We'll go more direct, essentially. Let's see if it can do something for us. Obviously, their players are playing really well. He's put another shout. I don't know what. They're just not doing anything. I need to make a sub, don't I? Marshall for Sampson. Sampson's doing... Oh, he's playing better than Brown. Jeez. Oh. 6.2 for Towers. That's my big problem. My best player, well, arguably my best player, is having a shocker. And he's in the ball-winning midfield. See, that's no good. Ball-winning midfielder. I might put him up to central midfield. Automatic. Very attacking. And he needs to... what else can we do? What else can we do? Kadeem Howard's not the best game. So, right, so this is what we're going to do. We'll put Spickett on for Howard. Stick Franks out on the wing. Spickett comes in there, box-to-box midfield role. So we've made a couple of changes. Can we get one goal back and just spark a little comeback? Not looking like it, is it? Their free kick. Coming in. Allen. Heads away. Oh. Skim the top of the bar. They're more likely to get a third than we are to score here. This is really not good. I don't know what else we can do here. What else can I do? Completely changed the way we play. It's had no effect. We're hitting early crosses. I had... don't know. Let's play through the middle. Let's see if that'll work. Width. Let's put a bit more width in. Should be distributed target man, which we are. Maybe push up. Push up. Engage higher. Get stuck in. Let's try a few of those things. I think I'll have to bring Marshall on for Brown. He's been poor. Just, I know he's not the best player, but still. Got to try something. And the clock's just ticking down. nothing happening, and it's just a poor performance. And you do wonder if this team is cut out for promotion, because they get on a little run and you think it's all going well, and one defeat or draw or whatever it is really just knocks them for 6s and 7s. So yeah, I don't point the finger, not happy, but so we'll see where that leaves us in the table now. I don't think it'll have made any difference because the other team behind us were quite a way back, but it's quite deflating. Because now that obviously they're now 9 points ahead of us, which could have been 3 had we won. So yeah, they're 9 points ahead. Hull Crawl Boys are 7, and we're 6 points clear of St Helens, which could be 5 points clear of Wadebridge. So not good, not good at all. Let's have a look. Just have a look at the run that we've had then, because everything was going swimmingly until we lost that game to Hull Crawl Boys, and then all of a sudden, you see, we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. We've had 2 draws, 2 defeats, and a 1 victory. And now we've got a couple of away fixtures, which are always tricky. So I think we're in a hugely important run of the season now. If we don't get 6 points here into March with some momentum, I think we're really going to struggle. We're going to run out of games trying to catch these guys. So yeah, a bit of a worry. I don't know whether to just go nuts and go and buy some more players, because I really want to get promoted this season. I've had enough of this division. But I'm going to leave the video there, guys. A bit deflating, not quite the performance I was hoping to give you, but so be it. This is lower league management. Got to take the rough with the smooth. We're not out of the race yet. We've still got a chance of putting a run together. So do tune in for the next episode, which will probably be out next week. I don't know if it'll be towards the end of the season, or if things get a bit tasty, I might jump in with one. That Hull Crawl Boys one, if that's a critical game, then yeah, I'll probably come back with that one. But yeah, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, if you like what you're seeing, please give us a like. That helps ever so much. If you're not subscribed, then do get updates on when the new videos are out, because I don't release consistently. So yeah, follow me on Twitter, because I do announce on them when I am releasing new videos as well. If you've got anything to add, please leave a comment. Love to read those. And otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.